Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Space 2. We've got a good foundation here, I think. We've got a lot of territory, or sort of, we've got sanctuaries and a lot of territory anyway. We've got some ships. I feel like we are reasonably well defended. So now, I think the time has come to try to really dig into the hacking system and see if we can't optimize our usage of it. We're certainly not getting everything out of it that we could be. So, first things first, just pop over to the hacking view. Our hacks keep getting traced and shut down. This is a problem. We got to deal with this thing happening at Parvo. We have a couple of ways that we could do that. We could try to figure out how to use hacking to defeat their counter-hacking of our initial hacking. We could also perform what I would like to describe as a biological hack, sort of a meat space hack. Listen, this is going to be a real tortured metaphor. Shooting them is what I'm talking about. Maybe we could shoot them all. It is worth noting that Pink has a bunch of ships around this node, so maybe we'll get lucky and Horatio will shoot them all first. Our military is probably capable of getting the job done, but unfortunately, for the sake of accomplishing our quest, they've been flying in the wrong direction for a long time, and I think we do want to let them get over here and finish what they're up to. So, it would probably be a while before we could destroy Pavo. We could keep our Sanctuary link on Takim and try to build a bunch of new ships, but we're pretty busy. Yeah, I think it's going to have to wait. Hopefully Horatio will take care of it for us. We do have access to some new programs, though, right? We've been getting a bunch of scientific stuff. Let's have a look at this. So we have some offensive programs. We get plus 30% hacking speed on a hack at the cost of 15 bandwidth while it's running, or a 30% reduction in bandwidth cost on hacking programs at the cost of 15 bandwidth. I assume this is only worthwhile if you're running more than one. You probably have to be running a couple of hacks on somebody for the 30% cost reduction to reward you with a greater amount of bandwidth than the 15 bandwidth you're spending to run this. So how do these work exactly? We can run accelerator. These are fired on enemy systems, right? I assume you cannot install. Yeah, you cannot install accelerator on your own stuff. Oh, sorry. This system doesn't even count as colonized. Right. Here's our stuff. There we go. Okay. So, one thing I'm a little unclear about is, does the accelerator node... Diverting part of your bandwidth to the networks used for this hack will allow them to work more efficiently, or at least sort out kitten pictures much faster. So, do we just put this in the path of our hack, or do we have to aim it at the target of our hack? Okay, well, we certainly couldn't aim it at Sirius to accelerate this thing. But, like, if we put it down right here... Okay, we don't get any mouse over text or anything. Cost is 18 because there is an enemy defensive program running. Cannot cancel offensive programs once they are active. It doesn't seem to have affected the speed of this at all. I don't know if that has anything to do with the trace or anything. So let's take a moment, go into the science quadrant of the science and exploration tree here, and see about the various programs we have available to us on nearby technologies. What are the capabilities we're going to gain soon? A lockdown prevents the creation of backdoors on hacking operations passing through a node. That does seem useful. I guess that's why the bandwidth cost is high. The divert program will allow us to... Oh, so we can, like, catch one of our hacks and then redirect it. Interrogate increases the bandwidth cost of hacking programs on a node. Overload also increases the bandwidth cost of hacking programs? Is this bandwidth cost of the defender's programs? Right, okay, that makes sense. What else do we have available to us in the near future? The Infiltration Engine, which does seem useful. Unfortunately, autonomous materials is an okay tech. I usually don't get it very early. Wormholes, which it enables the use of, are like super fast star lanes. You can't see where they are at the beginning of the game, but they are already generated. It's an okay tech. The fact that Infiltration Engine is on it probably means that we will research it more often now. Hacking optimization is just that thing, but more so. Firewall just straight up stops hack outcomes of level 1. Track progress of enemy hacking operations passing through this node. Does that mean that it will reveal the source of them, or no, just how close they are to done? All right. Well, it looks like none of this stuff is going to help us defeat enemy traces. So, we probably either have to employ a bunch of speed-up offensive programs, plus backdoors in nodes near our target also increase the speed of our hacks, right? Or we could just deal with it militarily, like I said. I think that's probably the plan. All right, you are still sitting here until you generate some more probes. What do we want to do with these 2 minor faction ships that we got from taking over Columba? We certainly are in no position to threaten Horatio here. We're not really defending ourselves from anything. Maybe we just send these guys home? Because they're not great ships, and they're not going to do anything by themselves. But combined with the other 2 minor faction ships that we had, they'll at least be able to run pirates off and stuff. Yeah, and I don't think they're actually doing anything for us sitting over here. Alright, one other thing that I want to talk about before we move on here is Takim. Okay, I wanted to check how long until we filled Takim up. We have completely filled it up. I do think this was right to do, because we're generating a lot of food from this system, and it has really, really helped our population growth rate. But now that that is all filled up, we probably want to send our sanctuary link somewhere else. So, right now the system is producing 20 food. The values I care about, though, are not the flat values here, but rather the per citizen values. So I guess let's pop out and actually look at those systems. Okay, yeah, here, this is what I want. So if we click here, this is not a good way to do this, actually. All right, let's just go to them on the map, because what I want is this view, right? Hold on, wait for it. There we go. All right, so we have Megres 1. There's certainly some value in that, huh? We could get 5 people in there, each one of them producing 14 industry for the home system. Food is good, but it's taking us an awfully long time to build the thing we're building right now. Maybe Megres would be a better place to redirect to. Columba, the sanctuary planet on Columba, has reasonable science output, like pretty good science output, reasonable dust. Yeah, this is not bad, but it's certainly not our top priority. And what about Izar? Okay, so Izar's producing a lot of industry as well for us. I think we're gonna send people to Megres. The industry output from there is fantastic. Now we're probably gonna have to keep an eye on them. I don't know how it's going to distribute them amongst our 2 sanctuaries, so we're gonna want to make sure that we fill up Megres 1 before we put anybody on here, or at least before we leave anybody on here. They really do want all that industry. Okay, and I think with that we are moving forward here. We're definitely getting hacking notifications still. We successfully hacked Izar. No big surprise there. Create a sanctuary on the one planet in the system that we can. Does this change anything? No, not really. Like, these planets are good. We definitely will put population on them at some point. The Kalgaros are slowly coming around to the idea of providing us sanctuary within their hearts. Usually when you say something like that, it's like a metaphor, but we will literally be taking sanctuary inside their bodies, potentially. Alright, in these ruins we've discovered that this planet has dust ruins on it, which are pretty fantastic, and we found the design for the analytical engine, which gives us +1 dust for each curiosity that we have discovered. This thing does get pretty good as the game goes on. We've also discovered the planet Kairos. Kairos, when discovered, was a planet whose environment was so welcoming that it was taken by many pre-Dust Endless sects as their promised paradise. Unfortunately, conflict and strife exploded over its care and exploitation, and a grey goo nanobot plague was unleashed as a suicidal doomsday weapon that destroyed the biosphere. It exists today only as a memorial and object lesson. And also as a planet that, if I'm not mistaken, gives really a huge amount of influence, right? Yeah, 7 dust, 28 science, and 10 influence per citizen. Pretty good. Not really available to us, given that it is extremely far away. It's actually all the way across the donut from our current starting point. Alright, what else are we doing here? We're still working on this. I'm not really that interested in finding the academy. We do want to colonize or create an outpost on 2 unique planets. We did find Kairos, so I suppose we could try to do that. Something tells me that our hack would have a hard time getting there in time. We're still building up toward this. This will be done soon. And I'm not worried about that. So, like, we have a hacking operation available, right? Because we did just finish one. Out of curiosity, if we ran a hack from, let's say, Columba over to the system that Kairos is in, we can't even path that. Okay. What if I tried to run it from Takim? Because, I mean, we have a path over here. It would just be really long. 48 turns. We could throw an accelerator on there, but it's not going to make it fast enough. So, Gemini has a unique planet, but it's not like a unique. It's just unique because it's one planet. It's somebody else's homeworld. I wonder if that counts. I would assume that it doesn't, but who knows? Maybe. We could try it. What else might I do with my hack here? I guess we might try to just hack Pavo. Oh, actually, I want to hack this. I would like to hack another player system, because I want to see what happens when you do that. So is this the trace that I'm seeing? This red thing running here? The enemy is likely tracing you and may respond when the trace completes. So we still have 11 turns before this thing reaches Sirius. It is not going to take that long for the trace to get back to us. This would only take 5 turns to get out here. Yeah, I wanna see what happens when you hack another player system, because that's a set of outcomes we haven't actually gotten to look at yet, right? Alright, so that is the last of the curiosities in this area. I suppose we are going to perform that Academy quest thing anyway, even though we weren't particularly trying. Hey, look at that. I found Auriga. Well, that should probably be the target of our next hack. We cancel this, cannot afford cancellation cost. It always says that. I'm not actually sure how you cancel hacks. Well, in 5 turns, this hack will be done, and then we could run into hack from Columba to Fod. That might be fast enough. It might be fast enough to satisfy the that quest we have. So, Auriga, those of you who know about Endless Legend probably recognize that name. This garden planet was used as a biological laboratory by the Concrete Endless, with myriad experiments run on both native and alien life forms. A site of major conflict during the Dust Wars, the environment degraded and the surface of the planet was eventually covered in ice. While there are rumors and expeditions that claim to have uncovered miraculous ruins and the vestiges of great empires, today Auriga is an icy tomb. So, spoilers for what happens after Endless Legend. Latest political survey, no big surprises there. Turns out our people love pacifism and science. The 2 things that have served us very, very well so far. Our hacking operation has reached Gem. Okay, the bonus vision range on that fleet that was getting high on the future has come to an end. Pumping out additional population. And here we are for this. So, when we search this... Are we going to spawn any enemies or anything? I mean, we got the minor faction converted, so that's good. And no enemies or anything. Just 30 Hyperium and control over these dudes. Control over Jane. Let's see, where are they on Jane? They're on this planet here, which is very science and dust focused. Okay, I don't think anything about what we're doing changes. Except that we definitely want to start moving toward Pirate Town. We gotta burn down these pirates. Although, actually, I'm not sure how this is gonna work, with the Horatio being at this system. Guess we'll find out. Oh, what's our reassignment cooldown on this guy? 4 more turns? Okay, we probably will pull him back as soon as we can. I think that makes sense to do. Also got ourselves 50 more influence as loot. Alright, so what do I want to do with you? I guess we just want to keep exploring out here, right? Oh, there's something unexplored on one of these worlds. Okay, just resource deposits. We also discovered some Ice 10. Well, that sounds uninviting. I mean, it doesn't really help us too much to explore this stuff, but every once in a while you get lucky and get a cool ship module or something. I'm going to send a probe out this way. See if we can find something over here for me to jump to. Because we're getting pretty far away from home here, and I'm not sure that it is necessarily even to our benefit to keep revealing stuff in this area. You should definitely keep exploring this. It looks like the Horatio are well aware of the position of Auriga here. Oops, I did not mean to click on that. So Auriga has the husk of knowledge around it. Its planetary output is really bananas. Yeah, 00, 16, 19, 7. We would like to get something going here, and we do have the ability to colonize Pod 4. So I think this is a priority for us as far as exploration goes. What is this place like? There are coral reefs. That's pretty good, considering the planet does not naturally have very much food. Who doesn't love coral? Just a big mouthful of coral. I guess you guys can start heading in the direction of the pirate stuff, too. We'll just, like, gather up around Takim. You guys are a little bit on the slow side. I'm going to keep these guys at home. These 4 ships will be our home defense squad. Alright, I do not think this ship should go anywhere just yet. I want to search the other curiosity on that sanctuariable planet. Okay, a source of antimatter. And that could be really useful, actually. Alright, now you may as well go over here. We'll come back when we have more probes. Hey, look at that. We discovered the Academy. The Academy is hanging out around this extremely destroyed planet called Harrow. It is probably extremely expensive. Like, who do you think fronted the money for all that? So we did it, 250 dust for us. The location of the Academy has been revealed. There appears to be a bonus for the faction that first made contact. And now it is time to both take advantage of its services and discover its mysteries. The first mystery solved is the name of its leader. He is a Vodyani named Isyander Saint Shayad, who founded it centuries ago. Also completed this quest over here, because even more dust. The Academy has been discovered. Famous as the center of training for all heroes, you hear that it is run by a Vodyani dissident and a few of his followers called Pathfinders. Not, like, super relevant to us, although owning the system the Academy is in obviously has some value. We got our Graviton research. Unfortunately, as good as the Graviton-shielded laboratories are, we will not be building them until we can get this thing out of the way. It is taking its sweet time to construct. You may as well, I guess, just keep exploring until our probes find stuff. So, subterranean... Yeah, let's search these ruins. Ruins are a little bit more likely to be something cool for us. It turns out it was something cool for us. Improved ion torpedoes. Those are some pretty good torpedoes, actually. It is nice to have some options for our weapon modules. Alright, another big election. I don't expect anything really to change here. At some point, if we really want to take advantage of being a pacifist, at some point we're going to have to actually introduce ourselves to the other players. And we are still gaining support on the scientists as well. We will get all this other stuff. But maybe I want to throw in... you know what? The gap here in the survey is large enough that I doubt that even if I throw my political support behind the scientists, that they would manage to pull off a win. Yeah. That's right, we are unlocking new stuff. So, we could pretty considerably increase the movement of our ships here. but it would cost us even more influence per turn, and we actually are already pretty close to zeroed out. Yep, our hacking operation was traced back and forcefully cancelled by these pirates. These Vali on Birius have been assimilated. The Harmony on Javanis have been assimilated. No big surprises there. Oh!
Fortune smiles.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why have I formally met Horatio? Oh, we had unstealthed ships. Well, that's fine. It's not a big deal to know Horatio, I don't think. Let's hope not. I did like operating entirely in the shadows. It gave me a feeling of security, not necessarily justified, but I still felt it. Alright, Transvine deposit. Seems fine. So we really don't have a ton of use for luxury resources for a little while until we unlock the next level of modernization. Since our one system is already modernized and we can't modernize the sanctuaries. Oh, you know what? Actually, I totally forgot about a use for luxury resources. Each population type in your empire really likes one luxury, and if you spend a stock of that luxury equal to 1 per 1 point of population that you have for them, you will, first of all, double the rate at which they are, or double their chances of being born every time you have a new citizen born. It won't affect your birth rate, but each time a citizen is born, the type of population unit it is drawn from one of the population units already in your empire. So you can increase the likelihood of each birth being that population type. And also, you can double their per population yield. So, if we got ourselves some Eden Blossoms, we could have some more bandwidth in science. We should really be running these, like, non-stop, especially since we have all this money. I assume there's enough Eden Blossom on the market? Sorry, Eden Incense. Yeah, let's make that happen. This is just like free points of resources, right? Also, population collection stuff. We're getting pretty close to having 20 collection here, or 20 points of population. And once we have that, our influence growth is going to expand considerably. So I guess if you didn't work hard to get this done, at some point it would just get finished. You would have enough population that your collection would finish it for you. Alright, we're back. We're back to search stuff. Figure out what else this system holds. Okay, XP for our scout ship. Unfortunately, scouts don't make particularly good use of XP. You're going to spend a lot of time searching things and getting bonus XP for your scouts who don't really benefit from it. Alright, next turn we'll be over 50 with these guys. I think we'll still be able to take their quest even though Horatio has a higher rating than we do. And if we complete the quest, they'll come over to us. Although, we are now at our cap here. This is not actually a hard cap. We can get more sanctuaries, but each one that we get beyond the limit here will decrease our approval, and I believe it escalates. As you get further past your limit, the penalty gets worse and worse and worse. So, we now know, I had a question earlier, whether it was counting sanctuaried systems or sanctuaried worlds. We now know that it is systems, so it really benefits us to build as many sanctuaries as we can in each system. And I think that's it for this turn. We're still like 6 turns off of having this thing. 5. It's coming along. Oh, right, I have a hack available. Let us run a hack. We're going to run a hack from Columba to Auriga, which will take 11 turns to complete. And we're going to install an accelerator along the path, right? Because I don't install the accelerator here. And I don't install the accelerator on my system, obviously. So I just put it here, because this is the only place along the path that's colonized. And it will hopefully actually do that thing. Maybe when it hits that node, it will get sped up. Well, we'll jump back into the hacking view in a second here. Now that the program is definitely active. Nope, it has not affected the speed yet. So maybe it is when the hack reaches the accelerator It gets fired up. So you want to put the accelerator as early in the path as possible. Kalgaros are amicable. What would they like us to do for them? After the first official contact with the Kalgaros, you are somewhat surprised when you receive a crumpled note a few days later. The leader wants a secret meeting with you away from any prying eyes. Curious, you agree. After your personal bodyguards have scoped out the location, you meet the Kalgaros leader in the shadows. I'll get straight to the matter, the leader says. I have a weakness for gambling. Skimmer racing, to be precise. The Kalgaros steps closer, stepping into a shaft of light. I owe a lot of dust. This is just not a good way to introduce yourself to a stranger. And what's this to me? You reply. You build me a new track complex. Exclusive, opulent, high spec. Somewhere close, but well hidden. And I'll give you the keys to the kingdom. Thought of an underground racing site on a virgin world in one of your systems appeals greatly. Especially if it brings the Kalgaros into the fold. Maybe you'll even have a flutter yourself. So if we just take control of a planet in a new system adjacent to Corvus, they'll join up. Which means that our path to getting them on side might just run through these guys. Let's spend a little bit of praise here. Get ourselves ingratiated with them. I probably don't want to take over Zakor because we're already going to be blazing past our colonization limit. Oh, hello. Who are you? The Hisho. Okay. I think we want to take pains to keep ourselves hidden from the Hisho. They are a very aggressive, violent people. You, I suppose, can just go back to Artemis now. Kind of killing time here. Oh, you have enough movement to actually make it. Isn't that nice? So, let's prioritize the worlds here that are colonizable. I don't know that we would be taking this system anytime soon, but we ought to at least know what's out here. I was trying to zoom back out, and I right-clicked. Whatever. We'll be back soon. Not really going to slow down the probing much, because the bottleneck there is our probe generation speed. Okay, once we finish wave function control in a turn here, we'll be one tech off of opening up another tier of the science tree, which will, in fact, permit home system crescent expansion from trio to hyper trio. Oh, okay. So this is how we get crescent expansion. And that's the reason why we weren't getting any text showing up with the trio text in them, because it's not in a technology. Okay. So I assume that the trio boost is not anything shocking. Yeah, it's basically the same as the boost we got previously. Just a couple points of resources and one extra population. Alright. We're doing some fine work on Megras already. Where is my hack at? Alright, so it's currently moving through this. I want to see when it hits Corvus, if we can tell the difference. Oh, and Laren was successfully hacked. So, when we are interacting with a major faction, we do not have the ability to create Sanctuary until we have at least 2 sleepers. Okay. We can create a backdoor, obviously. We can embed a sleeper. We've seen a lot of text that talks about sleepers. By employing hacks of various computer and cybernetic systems that citizens interact with on a daily basis, a sizable group of individuals can become unwitting agents of your empire. Whoa, alright, Endless Space 2, getting a little too real here. One population will become an unwitting sleeper for your cause on this system. They will give you vision and economic bonuses until they are killed. Okay, that sounds pretty good. I think we're probably doing that. We can mess with their politics, try to change their political will over to a political party of our choice. I don't think this helps us that much. Injure Figurehead, which is wound the system's hero. Jam commands. Creating confusion in the comm systems used to deploy ground forces is a great means of generating chaos in the enemy's battle plans. Oh, we could screw up their ground defenses for when we're invading. That's interesting. And then the highest honor for any unwitting population of sleeper agents is to be chosen to be abducted to become an umbral shadow and be placed at the heart of the Empire. Their dedication will always be remembered. So one sleeper agent can be abducted to become a point of population on our in our actual empire, And I believe it is the case that when we do that, they become enhanced somehow, right? Isn't that... The shadows can abduct sleeper agents from enemy populations to bring them back home as enhanced population. Okay, I'm curious about that. We're going to do some of that. For right now, we're definitely embedding sleeper. This is a total no-brainer. The Ambler coming around. And what is this? What's this? Okay, alright. I'm not going to sing the song. You all get it. If you don't get it, probably you just Google what's this, and it'll get you there. Dust floating in the air. Since some of your explorers mentioned the existence of this place named the Academy, the Umbral Choir across your empire has reached a feverish state. Many different individuals of different races and origins, dust-enhanced beings with abilities beyond the limits of their kin. A place where individuals are made even more individual. This is nothing like what the Umbral Choir is used to. Their voices are starting to get hysterical, almost out of tune. Something must be done. So, if we just run a hack through the Academy, we could get plus 10% hacking speed on all of our nodes. That seems pretty good. Or, we could have 2 heroes attached to fleets to gain plus 5 science per turn per command point for fleets commanded by heroes. So, we haven't talked about command points a lot. Each one of our ships right now is 1 command point. You can see in the tooltip on the left there, that satellite dish resource, that's command points. Right now, a fleet can have up to 4 command points in it. As we continue to advance through the various research quadrants, we can upgrade that amount, or we can upgrade that by quite a bit. That's just fleets that have heroes attached to them. So right now, if we were to have 2 heroes on fleets, and we were to have those fleets full, this would only be 40 science per turn. And keep in mind, we are currently producing 711 science per turn. 40 is not nothing, but it doesn't seem like a great bonus, especially compared to this, and the extreme ease of getting this done. Like, we could just run any kind of hack through the Academy. I think let's take this as our quest. Who are you to prevent your population from achieving their dream? The only slight, small, and tiny detail being that the Academy ruler may take a sudden and massive Umbral Choir arrival as a military threat. So, yeah, let's do it the subtle way. Subtlety is sort of the name of our game. What do I want to do with you guys? Honestly, I don't know how much it matters. We could have them explore out, like, having them explore out here doesn't feel great, because the scout's so much better at that. I guess we could just send them back over here and chill for a while. We really have very little to do with a couple of weak military vessels. Your fleet enters the system Kerr and has barely slowed from super light speed when a belt of rocks circling one of the planets starts to peel off and head toward you on a carefully calibrated collision course. With your current inertia and momentum, unfortunately, a course change is impossible. So, we could simply study the effect here, which will leave our fleet vulnerable, but which may provide later benefits. Or we could destroy it. We spend some time shooting at it, which would make our fleet less able to move this turn. Neither one of these things matter even a little bit, I don't think. Which, hold on. Kerr. Which fleet is that just entered Kerr and flew through? Oh, okay, so it's one of these 2 fleets. It's the first questing Galvran. Okay, so the small weak fleet. Yeah, fine. Minus fleet health. They're already moving slowly enough. If we want them to get to the pirates anytime this episode, we better not reduce their movement points. So hey, just crash on through that trap. You guys will be alright. And here we may as well just keep searching. Okay, basic resources. I don't feel too bad about that. Revealing those is probably not helping that player very much. He probably already has his titanium and hyperium worked out. We are filling up Megres rapidly. So let's grab another thing from this quadrant. There's a couple of ways we could go with this. Vacuum protection is not amazing. This is just some like general support modules for ships. We can pick up compact warp methods. The big benefit of this is obviously the extra population slot from that building. We could grab autonomous materials because of the fact that, because of the fact that Infiltration Engine is on it, like we said. We could pick up evaporation inhibitors, which will allow us to build sanctuaries in desert worlds, and also make us even better at finding and dealing with curiosities. Or there is behemoth tech, so we don't actually have the basic behemoth blueprints yet. We might want to fix that. And if we do fix that, and we get the ability to build behemoths, we might want to specialize our behemoths in scientific stuff. So we can build modules on them that allow them to reduce our technology cost and provide an awful lot of science when studying special nodes of certain types. We could just get a bunch of raw resource production around special nodes. There's an awful lot of science to be learned. Awful lot of scientific instruments to be installed on a ship of that size. And actually mine strategic resources out of them as well. I think let's go autonomous materials. I would actually like to have more hacking operations running. I think that's pretty good. And who knows, maybe we'll discover some cool stuff because of the wormholes. I think there's a lot to recommend finishing out one of the another tier of science tech here. Alright. So, science pays. It turns out we were able to learn a thing or two from that trap. Your fleet is damaged but survives. The secret of the sophisticated magnetics and guidance systems will prove worthwhile in your own industries. 15 extra industry on all of our colonies. It's not amazing, unfortunately. We've discovered a black hole out here. Okay, so we did discover a nice way for this ship to get over and meet up with us. A place that doesn't require us to cross open space for too long. That said, I'm going to go ahead and finish scanning this system. Maybe this will help the UE more than it will help us. But also, I'm not really afraid of them. Like, I don't think I'm worried that we're going to move them up too suddenly, winning the game or anything. Alright, you have 2 probes now. Got ourselves an improved plating module made out of titanium and a Hyperium deposit, which is kind of whatever at this point. We probably have more Hyperium than we will need for the rest of the game, honestly. You can go through an awful lot of strategic resources very quickly with a lot of empires after researching, some of those buildings that require strategics to build, but the fact that we can only ever build one of any building makes that not really a concern for us. How's our hack going? It's just about to hit Corvus. Also, we need to run another hack. I probably want to just run another hack from Takim. Oh, I guess... Okay, Lyran does have enough population for us to get another sleeper going. Let's do that. I want to do that. Let's get ourselves a second sleeper and then see about population abduction. Because we still have mechanics to learn about here. So we are now actually losing influence because our laws are a little bit too expensive. As our population continues to grow, running our laws will cost more and more. Oh, hey, they're scanning stuff too. Also, the Kalgaros have decided our assistance is not needed at this time because they've been converted by the Horatio. So, Horatio is going to be a problem. Slipping his icy tendrils all over the galaxy. I guess that's not really going to be that much of a problem. Who knows? Maybe we can even turn it to our benefit since we have such an easy time hacking into all of his stuff. Where am I going? Boy, that did not really take me to anything, did it? Well, we now have a spare probe. I guess let's go and see if we can find a place to use it over here. You guys should just continue on toward Pavo. It looks like there's no reason not to. We are 2 turns away from reaching here. I'm going to have the hero potentially participate in an attack here, just because I think that's also worth XP, and then we'll reassign him afterward. Alright, we're about to get that done. We are currently hacking Corvus. A little bit inconvenient that now it is a system belonging to a player, but probably he won't find us out. He hasn't found us out so far, right? Turns out Horatio might just not be very good at hacking. Okay, we finished our star system improvement and got ourselves 75 Jade Onyx, which we might just sell, honestly. It turns out that was a lot of influence coming out of that building. We are not the single harmonious entity we once were, but the myriad echoes of the choir are at least concordant. Now we must use this unity to be brave and to make real connections with this galaxy's life. We got a support module that we can install in our ships, which will just produce even more influence for us. We might install some of these, I don't know. I found it! I knew something had got inside my head that day, and I was right. The 7th time I ran full diagnostics on my cybernetics, I picked up something I hadn't noticed before. A tiny digital thread, but one that when I grabbed it and pulled, the entire tapestry revealed itself. It's not a monster, it's a drift. Broken, confused. I think I can help this thing. We've been blind to the truth. All this time we've labored under the illusion that the organisms of this galaxy are just like us. Whole, indivisible, ubiquitous. They aren't. Unlike the echoes of the choir, the offshoots aren't simple reverberations of a mind gestalt. They are their own independent, conscious entities, each with a purpose, each with a life that binds tight to some and loose to others. No wonder their worlds are so complex, their civilizations so chaotic. The pain we feel isn't the suffering of a couple of dozen organisms. It's the pain of billions. The Pilgrim Offshoot's self-examinations led to this revelation. Her name is Imane Kriv, and she carries a dark burden, black as the blackest singularity. We fear we might never salve such pain, never regain our own harmony. But we have a chance to begin. So if we inhabit 8 systems, she'll just come over wholesale, or we could unburden her, hack through QR32, and gain the accelerated neuronics technology. Doubled recovery rate from assignment on heroes, and +2. This does not seem very good. She could be a bridge between us and the other races. She might suffer now, but if she joins us, we can alleviate that pain. You know what? I think we're going to end up doing this. Let's go ahead and take on that quest. Alright, so we're just going to merge these two up. These are our meager defense fleet. It's better to have something than to have nothing, right? Okay, let's really kick into overdrive on the science here. So obviously, 25% of 500 science is pretty significant. Also going to want that. And then we'll think about other stuff later. Those are pretty obviously the ones we want. Also, we unlocked the population collection bonus at the same time. That right there is why it jumped up so much. I was wondering. Because I was like, I remember it has a percentage booster on it, but it can't be that significant. But no, it's because that happened at the same time that we picked up the population bonus. So Megrez is now completely full. We're producing people in 3C75 again. Do I want to change that? And there's a lot of space here. Yeah. Okay, let's set our sanctuary link to Columba. Unfortunately, our crescents are just really not that... They really don't produce that many points of resources. I think it makes a lot of sense for us to keep trying to fill up the sanctuaries first. You know, I'm realizing I'm coming at this in a very non-Umbral Choir way. I'm talking about, oh, well, Horatio's all over the place. Probably we're going to have to kill him. But maybe our goal should be to sort of ride him to victory? Ooh. One of the planets in this system is tidally locked with its star. One of its hemispheres is constantly bathed in light. Some long-gone civilization apparently used the planet as an enormous farm. Now lush jungle grows over neat, barely recognizable rows of food crops. So the effect of us finding a planet that is tidally locked with its star is that all of our people everywhere get food. I assume we're stealing all the food. Yep, your crew comes away with a large stash of nutritious, sour-tasting fruit. Listen, a lot of us don't have mouths. It's probably not that big of a deal. And even more Hyperium for them. Hey, good Good for them. Let's go and look at this. I see a great big red glow. Shoot a probe over there. There should be 7 other players in this game. Okay, we did meet Red. We haven't met Yellow yet. Or at least we know who Red is. I don't know if...
Something's in this closet.
No, we have not introduced ourselves. We don't know who Yellow is yet, nor where. Probably, there's an awful lot of space down here, right? We have reason to believe that the Hisho are probably down here somewhere, but I bet there's more than one player in that area. We're not through Corvus yet. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell the difference with this accelerator because the speed up might not be significant over such a small number of turns. Or maybe it's just that maybe it's just accelerating this phase of it where we're hacking through Corvus's defenses to get out the other side. Oh, somebody else beat us to raising a hero to level 9. This event has come to an end. This event has come to an end. Neither one of those are terribly meaningful to us. Alright, is it time? Is it potentially time to deal with pirates? I think so. Alright, to uncloak, and... So you can see here, the pirates have 500 manpower worth of troops at this node. We only have 400. We have some ships on the way. It's going to take them a couple of... Oof. It's going to take them 4 more turns to arrive. They have another 200 manpower on board. Oh, also, unexplored curiosity. Let's deal with that. Okay, that is Orichalcix. That is valuable stuff. So as always, upon exploring the node, we get a little bit as loot. We might be able to like trade that to another player or something. The AI tends to value the high strategics, especially early in the game. Alright, so what are we going to do now? We've also gained access to titanium colonization modules. A colonization module that has probes attached. Kind of a nice idea for people who like colonizing. Not really our deal. Well, we could keep going deep on science improvements. Obviously, this would be a pretty good building for us, except that we don't have the resources necessary to build it. Do we have sources of antimatter somewhere, right? We just don't have the ability to mine them. Actually, maybe we don't. Oh, okay, on Megras we do. Are we on this? Yes, we are on that world. Okay, well, maybe the priority is to pick up mining tech. Extreme atmospherics is available to us. It would give us the ability to build sanctuaries on gas planets. Yeah, okay. I think that's a good start. So, we had to talk about strategy a little bit here. So far, we've pretty much just been playing in the tactical space. Small-scale decisions executed over a short period of time. But at some point, we would like to win the game, right? I think we're in a pretty good position to win a science victory here. Our science, we're encouraged to keep researching in the science tree because of all the hacking stuff, and our scientific position looks pretty good. So, while there is a lot of other stuff happening in the research wheel that we could be going after, I'm thinking that we want to start really digging deep on science. It's going to take us a long time to get all the research we need, and we need to get moving on increasing this number. So that's why I'm prioritizing antimatter over pretty much everything else. And once we have the antimatter mining tech, we're probably going to come back and get dimensional folding. I'll just throw it in the queue right now. I think it's really important that we focus up a little bit here. So in 4 turns, we're going to have a tremendous amount more science coming in. We'll continue to expand. This hack is going to be able to get us Auriga now. We have the ability to build sanctuaries on that planet type. And I think that's probably what we will do. And then we'll make this our sanctuary link for a while. We'll just colonize Auriga as much as possible. Really dig deep on all of this science. So, that's why we're making the decisions we're making. You guys want to fire out a probe that way. Let's see if we can't get closer, though. Oh, hey, wormhole. Check it out. That wormhole may, in fact, take us exactly where we are trying to go. You guys should just chill. We probably should not reveal ourselves and blow up this Hisho ship, because doing so is going to tell the Hisho where we are, and then they will show up with a lot more ships, and they will be very angry when they do so. Here we got some exploration to do. It doesn't really matter what order we do these in, because we're just going to hang out here until they're all done anyway. So we've discovered a high-energy plasma sphere, and the Team Spirit battle tactic improves the effects of morale bonus. Okay, we haven't really talked about battle, like, at all. We will. We might not do a lot of fighting as this faction, especially if we're going for the science victory. Even better plasma shielding, and 50 influence. Joy. Oh, you know what? We have all this extra influence. I should be, we should be filling that empty law slot, right? So, we can run the Star Boogie Bill now. We've got access to this thanks to our thanks to our increasing scientific political experience. So, +3 movement points on ships. It costs a little bit more than any of our other laws, but we have so much influence to play with now, it shouldn't be a problem. There's also the Brains over Bucks law, which is a pretty huge bonus to science. We definitely want this running as well. So, let's fire this off, and then... Where am I at on approval? Like, hold on. Let's go back to the home system. Do we actually need the 20-point approval boost? Or are we so ecstatic that we could live without it? Let's see. We are currently showing 50, 70, 96... Okay, we would, at the moment, be ecstatic without it. But that will only be true until the On the Shoulders of Supergiants thing ends. Although, we do have an approval building that we can build. Alright. We are, for the moment, going to cut this law and install the Brains over Bucks law. We really don't need all the dust we're generating, and we certainly do need science. So that's got us down to 95%, but that's still the top level. And we will simply prioritize getting this done. I mean, not prioritize, obviously. We'll get the science stuff done first. But I think that should leave us in a pretty good place. So you guys are good. With the new engines, or with the new movement speed from the law, it'll only take 2 turns for these guys to get into place. Okay, let's recloak. We're just gonna chill out here until we have enough manpower to really overwhelm the pirates. And then, I mean, I have probes. I may as well fire them. No sense just sitting here with them. So our hero has been disengaged from our system a little bit longer than I thought he was going to be. Oh, we have an open hack. Right, because we just gained a 3rd hacking operations slot. So, we're running a hack to Laren. We could probably start running a hack to Sirius. How much time do we have left on this, 14 turns? Is that enough time? Let's find out. So I'm hoping that we will have Pavo dealt with. It'll be 19 turns to get here. Shoot. Well, we could install some accelerators along the way. We definitely have enough bandwidth. What if I just installed, like, all of the accelerators? Let's put it down... Put one down here. I'll put one down... here. And this system hopefully won't be inhabited anymore by the time the hack gets there, but we'll do this as well. Just do our best to get our hack through. I don't think we're actually going to get this reward. Honestly, we don't really even need another hero, especially since we're getting another hero from our faction quest. Oh, you know what though? It must count player homeworlds. I saw the 1 of 2 here, and I was like, right, because we went and got which one was this? Psychogoja? But no, we did not get Psychogoja. The hack got canceled a bunch of times. So, since we're already at 1 of 2 because of our homeworld, when the hack gets to Ariga, we'll still get that. I don't know what we're going to do with that hero. I guess he's going to become a military commander. Yeah, that should work. That should be fine. Boy, Horatio certainly has some influence production. The reason his little colored circles here around his systems are so large is because he's producing a lot of influence. Also, what is this that is approaching us? Oh, it's a food ship. It's a logistics ship for Horatio. He's shipping food out to his new colonies. Alright, be the first to build the Wonder. Okay, we did not build the Wonder. That player built the Endless Research Park in Endless World. I totally was not even thinking about that Wonder. That actually would have been a good thing for us to build. It is a science booster. Whatever, we'll be fine. Hey, you. What would you like us to do for you? Please, help me. The gambler slumps in the sand, sobbing. Waves break on the shore, the wash racing up the beach, soaking his lower half. You stare out at the endless ocean, thinking on his incredible story over and over again. He told you that on this very same beach, 20 of his years ago, a strange being in a strange craft landed here and took away his son. He was powerless to stop it, but he remembers the one word the being said, Iskvola. He carried the word for years, never giving up hope of one day being reunited with his son. And then he heard it uttered by another visitor, a being who called himself a member of the Vodyani. Iskvola was the name of an ancient ruin somewhere among the stars. He wants you to find it and learn what you can about his son. Well, this does seem like easing suffering, doesn't it? The gambler has risen to become a powerful player in his society. Helping him might give you leverage, as well as giving him a chance of peace. So just explore ruin-type curiosities. It is a shame that we are getting this now and not several turns ago, because we've been exploring an awful lot of curiosities for an awfully long time. Oh hey, a wormhole. Let's see what's over here. Oh, pirates! Good. Okay, well... Hold on, it looked like there were some actual pirate ships here, no? No, maybe not. Traveling through a wormhole always consumes all of your movement, no matter what the distance appears. But we can send a scout ship down here and explore these curiosities. Maybe one of them will be a ruin. Also, we have lots of curiosities available in other directions that we are just now becoming aware of. Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to figure this out. Alright, 150 dust. Oh good, just what we needed. And over here we are one turn away from taking on this pirate base. I think that's what's going to end the episode. We're going to engage with these pirates a little bit. So you guys just chill. I guess we have another probe. Let's fire it. Probe out this way, beyond Javanus. Also, notice there's a lot of wormholes. Like, the galaxy is actually very connected, and you don't need free space movement that much if you know where the wormholes are. So you guys are just staying put. You guys are just staying put. You guys are done, and okay. All of our ships are good. We have our maximum number of hacking operations running. We're researching stuff. Our home system's building things. Yeah, we have nothing else to do here. Alright, let's engage in this pirate nonsense, shall we? What is this? There's all kinds of ships headed over to us. Well, apparently I was the first to explore 50% of the galaxy. There was a deed for that. What a big surprise. We've explored half the galaxy. Also, I'm being attacked. Oh, was that fleet not stealthed? No, that fleet totally was stealth. The pirates are starting to get detection. That's what that icon is. It indicates that they have detection. Level 1 cloaks can be detected. Okay. Well, apparently we're fighting pirates. So we get to talk about combat a little bit here. As you can see here, we have our 2 ships to their 1 ship. This is an asinine attack. They're definitely going to get destroyed, but pirates love fighting. So we can see down there his projectile energy balance. He is using a mixture of projectile and energy weapons with a total attack power of 72. His shields are entirely balanced against energy weapons, which I think is good for us, because yeah, we are entirely projectile ships. We are mostly using missiles. You can see we're more effective at long range than we are at short range. He's using a weird mixture of weapons, but it looks like, based on the fact that he's heavily projectile weapons and pretty short range effective, he has some number of bullet weapons on his ship. That's not great for us, because bullet weapons can shoot down missiles in flight. We want to fight him at the longest possible range, so we have a couple of different tactics cards equipped, and we can change these on the combat screen. We'll probably talk more about this next episode. But right now, let's just take the one that lets us be at long range and watch the battle unfold. We could retreat instead of choosing to fight him. He elected to take this tactic. Well, yeah, we'll talk about how ranges and stuff work next time. I'm a little worried here. We outnumber him, but if he's able to shoot down our missiles in flight, we're going to have a hard time killing him. Let's maybe skip to the action a little bit. As we draw closer, you can see weapons start flying. Now, his weapons are very ineffective at this range. He's not going to be doing a lot of damage to us. You can see him shooting some of the missiles down as they approach, but he doesn't have enough guns on the ship to stop all of our missiles, it looks like. Yeah, okay, so we're going to take some very, very minor damage. If we got close, he'd be doing a lot more damage, but bullet weapons are very ineffective at this range. Okay, that was a nice, easy battle. Now, there are 2 pirate ships here, and they will attack us one by one. I mean, we may as well just go after this guy. It's going to be, I imagine, exactly the same thing. Yeah, so we'll do the same thing. We won't watch it happen this time. Alright, 2 easy victories. Our ships are still in great shape, and that's 2 pirate ships that we're not going to have to worry about later. And then you guys can just continue on down this way. What have we down here? Turns out a long star lane is the answer to that question. So, this is a pirate ship that can see us. I'm not too worried about that. Here's some Horatio who cannot see us. I'm going to uncloak here, though, and I think they're probably still close enough to the node to pick us up. Alright, so now if we drop, we have more manpower. We'll be able to easily equal them, but we can maybe do even better. You can see over here, we have our troops. Let's manage our troops a little bit. So there are 3 different kinds of troops. These really don't matter for the moment. Everything involved in this battle is going to be infantry. We can spend some resources to increase the effectiveness of our infantry, which we probably want to do, considering that we're currently going up for a fair fight. I hate fair fights. There's no reason to engage in a fair fight if you can just cheat and engage in a vastly superior battle for yourself. So we're going to pay 200 dust to increase our infantry health, 400 more dust plus all these resources to increase our infantry damage, and I think that's where we'll stop. But with 20% extra health and 20% extra damage, we should win this battle easily. Pirates do not have a lot of military technology. I do not think that we will have any trouble at all winning this. So, when you are trying to attack an enemy system rather than enemy ships, you hit the invade button, your manpower goes up against their manpower, and you and they both get to pick tactics. It's a little bit like a space battle in that way. So we could engage in some preemptive bombing. Ground support craft will bomb the fighting area before launching the battle. It does a bunch of damage to the defenders before the battle even starts. And it's pretty likely to destroy buildings that they have in the system or anything like that. But it lowers the number of men you can actually jam into the battle because you have to wait until after the bombing ends to start deploying people. We could also go in guerrilla mode, a cautious tactic to minimize losses for our troops. Effectively, their troops will have bonus health because we're being so careful, approaching so slowly, but they'll also do less damage to us. I don't think this is a good way for us to go here. Or we could just go nuts, blitzkrieg, send everybody in, screaming, guns blazing, just go completely mad. You can see with the guerrilla tactic, we have a manpower, what's the word they use? Manpower deployment limit. We have a manpower deployment limit of 500 troops. We have 6 ships here, right? 4 command points in this fleet, 2 in that, with 100 manpower each. But there's only so much you can throw into any one battle. So we don't get to use all of our manpower unless we pick the blitz tactic, which increases our manpower deployment limit. We just throw everybody on the table. We take more we deal more damage, but our troops effectively have less health. But we get to use everybody, and our troops are much better than their troops, remember, because of the upgrades we just made. So I think I'm going to go this way. We're just going to throw everybody in there. And we can watch this. I mean, these I think are a little bit less interesting than the space battles. Look at our weird, ghostly infantry. The pirates have dug in. That's the tactic they've chosen. We'll see what that is after the battle. They're doing a lot of damage to us very quickly here. Wow, never mind. We are massively victorious. So, we should have no problem continue. The battle will continue next turn. We've dropped our manpower on the system already. We should have no power defeating them. It should be very, very easy. You can see here their dug-in tactic. I believe... Okay, it doesn't actually do anything, it seems like. I believe the pirates only have the one tactic that they're allowed to use. We could pull our manpower back up into the ships, but obviously, we're just going to let this keep happening. So I guess we'll go one more turn here. I'm going to put our ships into guard mode, Any enemy ship that enters the system will be stopped, and we'll have to hang out for a turn before they can leave. We're just going to blow up that pirate vessel when it arrives. We have broken our silence, hopefully to great effect. Alright, so let's see what's over here. It's an adamantium deposit, and then let's go explore some new systems. We gotta find some new ruins to look at. Oh, hello. The Sisters of Mercy. Plus 10% health regeneration on ships if we assimilate them. Probably we won't. But we can make contact here and throw a little bit of our considerable influence into getting them to contribute to our economy. And do they have any curiosities? It looks like no, they've been explored all the way. Well, that's a shame. Alright, so does anybody need actual movement orders? You are done exploring this system, so I guess there are 2 star lanes out. Which one do I think is more likely to have stuff? I guess we know there's a player down here, so since we're looking for unexplored curiosities, I'm actually going to go this way at the beginning of next turn. And you guys just, yeah, keep chilling. Alright, let's finish off this this pirate battle real fast here. We have successfully hacked... Oh, hold on. A hacking operation has been traced back at the very last moment. You can still choose an outcome, but you will suffer penalties on your system. First Horatio built an outpost on Takim. Hold up, I have people on... Oh, okay, that's going to be interesting. Alright, so... It says I can still choose an outcome, but my notification for the outcome has definitely disappeared. That was the hack on... That hack came from Takim. So when they colonized Takim, it looks like the hacking operation might have just vanished? Oh, also, what is this? I have a total of 1 sleeper. If we get to 5 sleepers in this empire, we'll siphon off 10% of its dust, strategic resources, and luxury resources. We can get those numbers up fairly high, actually. That's very interesting. Okay, well, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. It looks like we're still here gathering resources. He's not sitting down on our planet. Interesting. Alright, let's resolve battles. We have... The Cord over here has been attacked by a pirate fleet. That is not a big deal. We're definitely going to retreat from this, though. So we will lose 60%. We will lose health equal to 60% of our max health. And we will flee to a nearby, relatively safe node. Unfortunately, it might be really awkward for us to get through here now. We can try going around this way. Obviously, going through the wormhole has spent all of our movement points. But we can try going through from Rotanev. Maybe the other side of that wormhole is a little friendlier. Over here, obviously, we're going to crush this dude. Our ships are actually short-range fighters. And we don't need to watch this happen. It's going to be pretty easy. A little bit of XP for the Euro, though. Yeah, not bad.
Your offensiveness drives Horatio to...
Horatio thinks that violent intentions should spring from reason, cold reason, not hot passion. So he's... okay. He's threatening me. He doesn't know where our system is. He doesn't have any idea how he could possibly carry through on that threat. But he is threatening us. A thing worth noting. Okay, it looks like the world of IMEX here has an unexplored... subterranean. That's a shame. 2 different players are trying to colonize this at the same time. So they're going to be at each other's throats over that. Obviously, not something I care a huge amount about. Let's go through this wormhole. You can always go through a wormhole if you have at least 1 point of movement, so we may as well just jump through. Ooh, okay. There's a bunch of unexplored stuff here. Any ruins? Signal, subterranean, atmospheric. Nope, no ruins. You guys are just staying put. Okay, right, this is what I want. We don't need to watch this. We're just going to... You know, we only have 410 manpower remaining. Maybe preemptive bombing at this stage would be a good idea. Just get to blow up a bunch of their dudes before the fight, and it has almost no cost for us now. A major victory, they narrowly survive. Alright, I'll do one more turn. We're gonna get this. So everybody should finish moving. I should stop clicking on the units who have unassigned orders button because it is not helpful to us. We have a planet here with some unexplored subterranean curiosities. Not the sort of thing we were looking for. Alright, still building important scientific stuff everywhere. And yeah, our hack does just seem to be gone. It was not, in fact, traced back. It just ceased to be because somebody else started a colony, or an outpost at least, in the host, or the system it came from. That's a shame. At least that's my interpretation of what happened there. I don't know what else it could be. Alright, FOD was successfully hacked. Let us create a sanctuary on Auriga. I think this is going to be very, very good for us. So, that has come to an end. They've riled up researchers. It appears that an intergalactic congress of scientists has turned into a labor dispute. They have come to the conclusion that their work is grossly underappreciated and plan to halt all experimental efforts until their wages improve, their lab equipment is upgraded, and their work reported more professionally. Well, we could ignore their concerns and lose some science but gain some industry, or we could react, take care of our scientists, get more science but lose some dust. I think we can afford to go a little bit more negative on dust. We've discovered the planet of Tionha, the origin planet of the strange race known as the Bagaba, who are a distributed artificial intelligence whose calculations are done by the random movement of rocks, stones, and even grains of sand on this atoll planet. The warming and cooling of natural ocean currents, coupled with tidal shifts and weather, turns these elements into a living series of gates and arrays. This, in turn, transforms the entirety of the planet into a giant computer, capable of reason and reflection. The very existence of this planet has caused heated arguments among philosophers and clerics of all stripes, as it is clearly either the work of a supreme being or the irrefutable evidence that one cannot exist. The very Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy vibe coming off of this system, or off of this planet. Okay, well, that's interesting, not really useful to us. Hey, let's finish this off, shall we? We get to preemptive bombing and still use all of our guys this time. And we've done it. We've destroyed the pirate lair. We've acquired 15 ionic crystals and 900 dust. And now there are no longer any pirates to disrupt my hacks running through Pavo. Which is good, because we have a hack that is going to head in that direction. Or we did have a... Hold on. This looks like my hack is still running, but we definitely have 0 hacking operations active right now. So I can run the hack from Takim. For real, I still want this. Can we please do that? I still want to run a hack from Takim. It looks like there's one running right now, right? It looks like it has progress. Okay, yeah, we'll do this. And then, we probably want to run more hacks to FOD, right? Although, actually, I can run a hack from FOD. How does this work? If I want to sanctuary more stuff, I have to run the hack from elsewhere to FOD, right? Despite the fact that I can use it as a hacking... I can use it as a starting point. I can't just, like... There's not a button in here for just, like, grab this, is there? No. What about at the system level? No, okay. We still have to send a hack from another place. Okay. So... Let us send a hack from another place, because I want to get all of the worlds in this system, obviously. Okay. Well, there's our 3 hacking operations. And yeah, I guess our goal is going to be help Horatio prosper while installing sleepers in his empire until his prospering is actually my prospering. Also, our population boost has ended. If we could get 24 of these things, we can make that happen again. And my suspicion is that we can. Yeah, it's not even expensive. Alright. Never stop boosting. Just really enjoy all those blossoms. Those dank, dank blossoms. Alright, you... I mean, I think I want to keep looking around for ruins, right? I want to explore all this stuff, but we have a quest right now. Let's try to work toward that quest. Okay, this is not entirely ideal. Those pirates, incoming pirates, do have the ability to reveal us. And there are no curiosities of the type we want here, so let's just bounce. You guys are still good. I could put them to sleep, but I think they would keep waking up because of the He Show fleet, which is why I haven't done that. It does make me nervous that this guy's just hanging out here. Oh, hey, look at that. We figured out who Yellow is. It's the Unfallen.
The Unfallen greet you.
So they're like a massive plant colony. You can see this is their roots and vines wrapped around this system. That's a weird thing. Well, I guess we can keep exploring over here. So far, it doesn't seem like anybody except the pirates can see us. And before we stop here, I think this would be a fine time to snap our governor back. He did manage to get some XP out of all that fighting. Hopefully it was worth all the time he spent away. And our sanctuary should be FOD now. I want to start putting population on Auriga as soon as possible. Alright. Well, with that, I think we are in a pretty good place. We're making progress rapidly toward the science victory with all of our new stuff up. We are at 977 science per turn. And we're about to start populating Auriga, which is going to help a lot. And I think that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time as we continue to work to understand our magical hacking capabilities, and we'll see you then.